Today on Good Morning Maine, details on a rollover crash in LaGrange that proved deadly.
Plus, we'll tag along with Senator Susan Collins as she tours storm damage along the coast.
And we'll hear from Bangor officials about the push to create more affordable housing. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us on this Monday morning. We'll have all the day's news coming up in just a few moments. But first, welcome back.
Thank you.
It's been a while, my friend.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, Emma's been off on a vacation around the world.
No.
We're looking forward to hearing about it, too.
I went to Portugal. It was nice.
You were like on the other side of the world. So,
yeah.
You're like a world traveler now.
It's funny, though. It's only like 400 miles away, I think.
Is that all? Really?
I think.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just across the pond.
Yeah, just a quick little flight, no big deal. Well, we missed you, and we're very excited to have you back. You missed a couple of big storms.
Yeah.
So good thing that you missed those.
Yeah, right.
Looking pretty quiet to start the week, though. Today we can expect some clouds to be moving into the area, but overall not a big deal.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
Here's Devin Biggs with that forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, let's get into things this morning. A small crowd advisory is posted through Tuesday morning at around 10 a.m. Active surf law on the coast will be common from time to time, though, but otherwise, for us, so not too bad. On land, we're looking pretty good out there with just some clouds that are developing out there. We'll call it a partly cloudy sky today, and I do believe we'll stay dry as well. Any snow you see on the radar will stay mainly in Canada. Will stay dry there. But as we do zoom things out, we're quiet for us with high pressure located just down to the south, but it's helping to rotate some moisture in where some freezing rain and snow are taking place across some parts of the Midwest this morning. But for us, so in the Northeast, looking pretty quiet out there as we do move forward in time. Partly cloudy will be the common idea today. We'll get more clouds moving in for a while later on tonight, but as we head towards early Tuesday morning, those clouds will begin to break up. As for the winds, though, you might get a few gusty winds from time to time, reaching up to 20 miles per hour. Sustained winds up to 10 miles per hour are common, maybe even up to 15 miles per hour in a few spots. We'll keep that rolling through parts of Tuesday morning as well. So for today, we'll say middle 30s, partly cloudy and breezy out there, with that southwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour at times. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a partly cloudy sky, temperatures warming back up into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. We'll see you a little later on. Well, one person is dead and another is injured following a crash in LaGrange. It happened Sunday after a vehicle went out of control and rolled over. Our Grace Blanchard was on the scene and has more.
The Sheriff's Office received a report of a motor vehicle that had gone off the Medford Road here in LaGrange, overturned into a stream that's behind us here in a very curved portion of the road.
Several first responders were on the scene of a fatal vehicle crash Sunday morning that left one person dead and another injured. According to the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office, a sedan lost control on the snow and ice-packed roadway and rolled into a stream.
Behind us there's a small stream that passes through here that is open waterway. We have the vehicle that's overturned and kind of underneath the bridge embankment, or what used to be a bridge embankment here.
According to Sheriff Morton, Cold Water Rescue located a deceased individual who was trapped inside the vehicle, while deputies located a second individual who managed to escape with minor injuries. Morton says this is not the first time there's been an accident of this nature in the area.
To my knowledge, we have had crashes here. I believe there has actually been a fatal crash in this exact area in the past.
Several area residents we spoke with expressed concerns over the lack of barriers between the road and the stream, but declined to appear on camera. The chairman of the town select board says the board will be meeting on Tuesday to review the circumstances and see what can be done to keep an incident from occurring again on this road. Meanwhile, the sheriff's office says they will be doing a thorough investigation.
Putting the facts together is the most important thing that we can do for family and friends, and make sure that we accurately tell the story as to what happened here.
In LaGrange, Grace Blanchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The identities of those involved in that crash have not yet been released. In other news now, authorities continue to investigate a deadly snowmobile crash in Franklin County. According to the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, 69-year-old Frank Clifford of Andover was traveling northbound on the ITS 89 trail in Lang Township on Friday. He drifted left across the center of the trail and then crashed into the woods, colliding with several small trees. Maine game wardens and the Rangeley Fire Department responded to the scene and found Clifford deceased near his snowmobile around 10:30 a.m. Clifford was taken to Wiles Funeral Home in Farmington for examination by a state medical examiner. An initial investigation indicates that speed appears to have been a factor in the crash. Officials say Clifford was reportedly wearing a helmet at the time. This crash remains under investigation by the Maine Warden Service.
Well, meanwhile, one man was killed over the weekend following a car accident in the town of Lebanon. The York County Sheriff's Office says it happened around 7 o'clock Saturday night in the area of Creamery Hill Road. 32-year-old Henry Barthelemy of Acton was killed in the crash. Investigators say it appears he was traveling on Route 202 when another vehicle lost control and crossed into the oncoming lane where it struck his vehicle. He was killed, and the other passenger and the driver were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Two powerful rainstorms this month caused historic flooding along Maine's coastal communities. Now, Maine fishermen are struggling to work around the damage left behind. Asia Reed spoke with Senator Susan Collins and Fishing Association leaders on the next steps to repair Maine's fishing industry.
Dilapidated wharfs, massive piles of plywood, debris scattered everywhere. This is just some of the aftermath of the storm's impact on Harpswell. CEO of New England Fishermen's Stewardship Association, Jeffrey Lehman, says these past couple storms have damaged some of the infrastructure that Maine's fishermen rely on.
Fixing these structures up, especially here locally, is going to be a pivotal point for keeping sustainable product on the American dinner table.
Senator Susan Collins met with a dozen fishermen in Harpswell Saturday to see the aftermath from those storms and the impact it is having on Maine fishermen. She says structures on Bailey Island here that cost the town $10,000 were destroyed between both storms in January.
I want to do everything that I can to try to secure assistance, working with the governor, with the local community, with the rest of the delegation.
Lehman says 85% of this town is commercial fishing wharfs. These structures are vital to fishermen for their livelihoods. Some might appear to be in good enough shape, but fishermen say they need serious repairs.
Just the wharf behind us here, even though it's still structurally standing, if you go under it, that entire wharf has to come down.
Collins emphasized how much the community and industry means to the state and its economy.
It helps to attract millions of tourists to our state. It helps to define our way of life. It's part of our heritage.
Lehman is a fifth-generation fisherman and says it's painful to see this destruction.
When you see things that were there when you were a child and they're no longer there, I mean, it takes a piece of you.
Lehman says this is just the beginning and hopes this town can receive federal dollars to build back. This community is willing to do anything they can to help out their local fishermen.
We don't stop. We just pick ourselves up, you dust yourself off, and you keep going.
Well, that was Asia Reed reporting. In other news, a Vassalboro man has been arrested after being indicted for manslaughter in the death of a woman near a campfire. 31-year-old Travis Mitchell was arrested around 7 o'clock Thursday night. He was indicted by the Kennebec County Grand Jury earlier on Thursday for his alleged role in a fire that killed 46-year-old Liza Bragg of Albion back in May of 2023. Bragg was burned while she was standing next to Mitchell as he attempted to start the fire. Other people with her at the campsite called 911, and she was taken to a local hospital and then transported to Maine Medical Center in Portland, where she died from her injuries. Mitchell was taken to the Kennebec County Jail, where he posted bail, and he's scheduled to appear in court in April.
Police have arrested a suspect in connection with a robbery at a Waterville convenience store. Around 11 o'clock Friday morning, 42-year-old Casey Glidden of Vassalboro was arrested and charged with robbery. Officers were called to the Big Apple convenience store on Elm Street just after 7 p.m. on Wednesday. The person who allegedly robbed the store had already fled with an undisclosed amount of cash by the time they arrived. Glidden was unable to pay the $2,500 cash bail. She is being held at the Kennebec County Jail.
Well, the Belfast and Monroe fire departments fought flames at a property in Swanville on Friday. Crews were called around 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 253 Stevens Road. According to the Belfast Fire Chief, Patrick Richards, the single-wide mobile home was in the process of being demolished. When the demo crew on scene left to drop off scrap metal and debris at a junkyard, they returned to find the home had collapsed onto a burn pile that they had previously started.
It was fully involved when we got here, but you know, it was a demolition site, so there's really nothing to save. So
Chief Richards confirmed that no one was injured in the fire.
The case involving access to Maine's GOP primary ballot for former President Trump will move forward to Maine's highest court. On Wednesday, Superior Court Justice Michaela Murphy decided to withhold a ruling until the U.S. Supreme Court issues a decision in the state of Colorado's case in order to provide consistency and avoid voter confusion. On Friday, Secretary Bellows appealed that decision, requesting the case move to the Maine Supreme Court, Judicial Court rather, to seek review. Her statement reads, in part, quote, "I know both the constitutional and state authority questions are of grave concern to many. This appeal ensures that Maine's highest court has the opportunity to weigh in now before ballots are counted, promoting trust in our free, safe, and secure elections," end quote. Secretary Bellows' full statement is on our website, foxbangor.com.
And with Maine facing a labor shortage in several industries, Governor Janet Mills unveiled a plan to help fill those jobs. On Friday, the governor proposed a state office of new Americans. Brad Rogers shows us why she believes it's vital to Maine's future.
This is my job. It's very nice for me. I saw.
Anthony Katita was a seamstress in Angola. She's now one of nearly 80 employees at American Roots in Westbrook.
We started this company to prove that you could make things in America and treat people with dignity.
The company manufactures custom clothing. During the pandemic, they made PPE for hospitals. Its co-founder says a state office for new Americans will open doors for new Mainers and open the state to new business.
The Office of New Americans will serve as a critical component to attract the type of businesses we need in this state.
The governor says the office will help fast-track certifications for immigrants with professional skills.
This office will help us fully harness the contributions of new Americans who've chosen to make our state their home.
One of the driving forces behind this plan is the critical shortage of workers Maine has faced since the pandemic. Governor Mills says by integrating new Americans into communities and the economy, we can address the state's workforce needs.
The Office of New Americans will provide the tools, resources, and the guidance needed for new Mainers to thrive and succeed.
The bill has bipartisan support. A Republican co-sponsor says it will also address the influx of asylum seekers.
It is about helping our communities, our neighborhoods, and our schools handle the unprecedented numbers of new immigrants.
It's because of people migrating to our state that our workforce is largely able to stay afloat.
American Roots' first employee now owns a business in Portland.
I was able to earn a living, buy our first home, and put all 3 children through college.
She says an office for new Americans means more opportunities.
All right, the time now is 6:13. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, dozens of new homes are being built in Bangor to help fill the demand for affordable housing. We'll have the latest.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. We'll see increasing clouds on a partly cloudy day today. The highs will be near 35 degrees. Partly cloudy overnight with lows dropping down to around 22. Tomorrow, a mostly cloudy day. It will also be breezy with highs near 34.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
Maine Quit Link offers free help to stop smoking and vaping, including personalized quit plans and free patches, gum, and/or lozenges with every program. Get connected to a quit coach, Train to develop a plan that works for you. Learn how to curb cravings and overcome slips and relapses. It's free, it works, and people who enroll are 2 times more likely to successfully quit. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or enroll online at mainquitlink.com.
Tune in for my new game show, Person, Place, or Thing, Hopscotch. Someone came to play!
Weekdays at 10 on ABC 7.
How long had you known each other before you went away together?
About 5 years, I think. Between 3 and 5. Yeah, 3. It was longer than that because we went to the 2019.
Have a conversation. Go ahead. Don't mind me.
Hot Bench. Monday at 3 on ABC 7.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. The cost of buying a home in Maine is up. Maine listings say the average price of a single-family home rose more than 6% in December compared to the same month last year. The average price is now $350,500. President of the Maine Association of Realtors, Paul McKee, says, quote, "Throughout Maine, real estate markets continue to be impacted by increased interest rates and sellers. Ongoing reluctance to list due to the supply-demand issues the industry is experiencing. This, in turn, prolongs the shortage of homes available for sale." Oxford County saw the biggest price increase at more than 15%. Hancock County came in second with more than 13%.
Getting hard to buy a home out there. Yeah. Well, meanwhile, hundreds of new housing units are currently under construction in Bangor in order to meet the high demand. Our Peter Dubois spoke to the city's Director of Community and Economic Development to learn more about the situation.
Sorry.
We have a lot of units under construction.
From a tiny home park to affordable senior living complexes and several market-rate housing developments, the city of Bangor has recently approved 10 construction projects that will collectively bring 359 new housing units to the city. Director of Community and Economic Development Ann Krieg says it's part of the city's efforts to attract more people to live and work in Bangor.
Our larger employers, like the hospital and other employers, are saying it really affects their recruitment when they hire people at all levels, all salary levels, to be able to find housing quickly.
Among the latest approved projects is a brand new development on a 4-acre parcel of land along Sunset Avenue that formerly belonged to the University of Maine at Augusta. The school agreed to sell that unused land to Bangor Housing.
You know, we're looking at all of these pockets of property that have been vacant for a long time, but they're in a great location to try to say, hey, what can we do with this?
All 10 housing projects are expected to be completed this year. To learn more about housing progress in the city of Bangor, click the link in this story on our website, foxbangor.com. In Bangor, I'm Peter Dubois for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
There have been recent reports from other media outlets that those humorous phrases on Maine DOT traffic signs may be going away. Well, we went to get some answers and found that isn't necessarily the case. Here's more.
I think there's a way you can be safe and smile at the same time.
The Federal Highway Administration has issued new guidelines stating that messages with obscure or secondary meanings, such as those with pop culture references or ones intended to be humorous, should not be used on electronic road signs. But Maine DOT Commissioner Bruce Van Note says he's hoping for the humor to stick around.
We like using them. We'll have to review the guidance more and figure out what we can and can't do. We think it's a potentially effective tool with safeguards to get across basic safety measures in a way that's not preachy, but it's a little humorous.
And those we spoke with seem to agree.
I think the signs are awesome. They add a little bit of humor while reminding people to stay safe.
Don't bother me one bit to see that stuff. Makes me laugh.
I would say it's good advice a lot of the time and gets people to think twice.
They warn you of things of hydroplaning, texting and driving, drinking and driving.
However, Van Note says the FHA believes humorous signs could be misunderstood or distracting to drivers.
That's not something that they want those signs to be used for.
Any changes to what can be shown on the signs would not take effect for another 2 years. And in the meantime, Van Note says those messages aren't going anywhere.
It's 2 years from now. It may not be mandatory. It may be guidance. And so it's too early to tell exactly what's going to change. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Van Note says the department does not use humorous messages during severe weather or poor traffic conditions. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Kind of glad they're resisting that.
Yeah.
I love the little funny signs myself.
I do too.
Yeah.
Whenever I see them, I'm kind of reminded, like, these state officials, they can be really witty.
Right.
And I just imagine them all round tabling, thinking of what they can do, and I get a kick out of it.
Gives you a little chuckle while you're driving down the road.
I appreciate it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, right.
So.
Okay, the time now is 6:20. After the break, we'll hear from some student volunteers of Husson University who helped out their community over the weekend.
Plus, the New Hampshire Republican primary is tomorrow, and now there are just 2 in the race for the nomination. Details on those stories and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Hello, fellow flyers. I'm the Savvy Traveler, here to share the secrets of convenience at Bangor International Airport. Parking, you're steps away from the terminal. Inside, even more conveniences. And friendly, efficient security. All of these make BGR the official airport of you. Remember, the Savvy Travel through Bangor International Airport. FlyBangor.com.
Losing weight isn't one size fits all. For many, the popular weight loss drugs are helping. For others, it's lifestyle changes and exercise. And for some, it's weight loss surgery. What could work for you? This week, GMA has real answers. It's the weight loss revolution on Good Morning America.
People ask me all the time, are those commercials really true? Does Lowry and Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. We really have gotten millions of dollars for Mainers hurt by commercial vehicles. And the insurance companies know when you call the twos, we're going to fight for you. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the twos. We win for you.
When the Coach House Restaurant wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The Coach House Restaurant, family dining at its best with fine home-cooked meals, delicious homemade desserts, and a large menu of tasty offerings for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Husson University students helped out the Bangor community on Saturday in honor of a civil rights icon. Our Kelly Warren stopped by area organizations to learn more about the volunteering event.
Husson University staff and students spent their Saturday giving back. Volunteers helped out at local organizations as part of the university's 3rd annual MLK Day of Service, an event to honor the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. Some spent their time lending a hand at the Bangor Humane Society.
Overall, just being able to help with all the little things that sometimes a lot of the workers here don't have time to do. We can come in for, a couple hours in the morning on a Saturday just to make sure that, the animals here are being cared for the best really means a lot.
Others volunteered at the Bangor Area Recovery Network, where some students say they had the chance to help others in a meaningful way.
Honestly, it's been nice. I enjoy community service. I was in the Boy Scouts for 11 years. So after coming away to college, I really haven't had that much of an opportunity to go help folks.
Where we've been cleaning pots, dishes, and we've been organizing things that haven't been organized in a while for them. It's nice just to get out there and just help somebody that needs that quick little help. And it's just awesome bonding with people at the same time as well.
The Recovery Network's executive director says the tradition benefits students as well.
And having Husson students come over here just really helps us, giving them a chance to see what we do and be a part of that as well. So it's educational, it's experiential.
In Bangor, I'm Callie Warren for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right.
Cool. All right, the time now is 6:24.
Let's get a full look at that weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alright, this morning we have a small crowd advisory that's posted along the coast until 10 a.m. Tuesday morning, though, as aftersurf will be expected along the coast with some gusty winds that will be common today and possibly in the parts of tomorrow as well moving forward. The wave heights right now are not terrible, close to toward land, 1 to 3 feet according to these buoys right about in here. According to this buoy, though, a little bit more on the higher side, around 5 feet being observed in some spots. You can see the green color further out towards sea, where active surf is being observed there. Meanwhile, though, on land, a partly cloudy sky is being observed, at least at this point, though. We'll see a few clouds today and some sunshine mixed in from time to time as well. Any snow you see on the radar there will stay in parts of Canada today. We will stay dry for the most part. The bigger story, though, here's high pressure right here, keeping us dry, most of the East Coast dry. There's an area of low pressure further off towards the south and west, so across parts of Texas, allowing some moisture to develop, though some snow and freezing rain that's moving into parts of the Midwest as well. High pressure helping to steer it. We will not have to worry about that system, at least for now, though. We will have a mess on the way coming up later on this week. So a partly cloudy sky will be common across the region today. More clouds approach later on tonight, so we'll be mostly cloudy for a while, but as we head towards early Tuesday morning, those clouds will break up, though, and we'll just have a few passing clouds as we head towards Tuesday, although by Tuesday afternoon, more clouds do start to move in ahead of our next system. Now we'll begin to move in some waves of energy that will be on the way as we head towards Wednesday. Now the question mark is, how far east does this get on Wednesday, though? There's high pressure right nearby as we head towards Wednesday, which may help to push some of that moisture further off towards the west. So that high pressure center changes a bit. We might see more of this moisture moving in. Now, as we head towards Wednesday night into parts of Thursday, a little bit more moisture begins to move in, and now we'll continue Thursday into parts of Friday as well. So we do have some time to watch the system, though, but it looks like a travel mess could be on our way later on this week. We'll keep an eye on the system. Some gusty winds will be on the way for us today, reaching up around 15 to 20 miles per hour at times throughout the afternoon period. We'll keep the gusty winds going again as we head towards Tuesday as well. So your forecast coming up for the rest of today, we'll say middle 30s, partly cloudy and breezy. Southwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour at times. Lower 20s tonight, partly cloudy. Southwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, middle 30s, mostly cloudy and breezy. The north wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Already a Scott's Recreation extended forecast. Small chance for snow on Wednesday with highs in the low 30s. Upper 30s on Thursday with a wind shear mix moving in. That wind shear mix continues on Friday with highs in the low 40s.
These days you can buy a new mattress anywhere. However, getting the right mattress at the right price will keep you up at night. When you're ready for a new mattress, come to Dorsey's. We've delivered more mattresses to this area than any other retailer. With over 48 years of experience, the largest in-stock selection, plus our 30-night sleep guarantee, we've got the right mattress for you at a great price. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden. Sleep well, my friends.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Center Theater, Guilford Hardware, Kimball Insurance, McCusick Petroleum, Piscataquis County Collision, and Rowell's Garage and Car Wash.
Goose River Farm and Meat Store is conveniently located on Route 3 across from Hammond Lumber in Belfast. They have a wide selection of meat and poultry, including beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, rabbit, and turkey. Order early for your fresh holiday turkeys.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
And then there were two. A major shakeup Sunday in the race for the Republican nomination for president. With just one day to go before the first in the nation New Hampshire primary, Fox Kevin Uretsky has the latest.
A bombshell development Sunday in the race for the White House. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announcing he's dropping out of the race and supporting former President Donald Trump in the GOP primary.
He has my endorsement because we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed-over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents.
That now makes it a head-to-head race for the nomination between Trump and Nikki Haley.
We just heard that Ron DeSantis has dropped out of the race. It's now one fellow, one lady left.
We just got some word that one of our opponents, very capable person, is dropping out of the race, Ron DeSantis. And Ron is dropping out, and in doing so, he endorsed us.
New Hampshire voters will have the final say here on Tuesday on which candidate they think should be the party's nominee.
Nikki Haley. I think she's kind of a fresh perspective, a different approach.
I trust 100% Donald Trump. He delivered last time, and he will deliver again. He's the man.
I think Ron DeSantis votes will go to Trump. I think Haley is great, but I think Donald Trump is going to be the one.
Officials are expecting a record turnout on Tuesday. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
President Biden is managing tensions overseas. Several U.S. servicemen are now recovering from a ballistic missile attack on Iraq in an air base that was housing American troops. There have been at least 142 attacks on U.S. forces in the Middle East in the past 3 months. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson has more.
It's the largest attack on U.S. forces inside Iraq since the October 7th massacre, and many White House officials say they don't want this thing to spiral out of control across the Middle East.
We're working very, very hard to make sure this conflict doesn't escalate. And I will tell you, and again, the attacks of our troops yesterday in Iraq and Syria notwithstanding, and of course the continued Houthi attacks on shipping in the Red Sea notwithstanding, no other actor has really jumped in with both feet to help Hamas in this war.
U.S. forces have been striking Iran's rebel army in Yemen for the past 10 days, using warships, submarines, and U.S. Navy Super Hornets like this, launching from the deck of the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower in the Red Sea. Despite the strikes, attacks have continued against commercial shipping. Some of the ballistic missiles evaded U.S. air defenses yesterday and hit a base in Iraq where the bulk of the 2,500 U.S. troops are deployed. Thursday, a $32 million U.S. Reaper drone was blasted out of the sky for the second time since November. General Jack Keane says the U.S. needs to strike back much harder against Iran and its proxies.
I think the evidence is there. Iran does not want a war with the United States, and we have to have a comprehensive strategy. It's not just military. We got to recognize that appeasement is no longer a viable road here.
The U.S. military announcing tonight it has ended its search for those 2 missing Navy SEALs off the coast of Somalia, changing their status to deceased. The SEALs went missing more than 10 days ago after conducting a daring raid against a ship bound for Yemen loaded with Iranian weapons. Traveling with the president in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
Well, meanwhile, the IRS is trying to separate truth from fiction when it comes to recent tax filings asking for one type of credit. A Wall Street Journal report says the Internal Revenue Service is swamped with 1 million tax return requests from employers for the pandemic-era employee retention tax credit. The agency still has to determine which claims are valid and which ones are bogus. The report says the IRS had to freeze processing new retention credit claims in September and hasn't paid the last group of legitimate ones yet. The report says the fake claims are slowing down the process, which could take months to complete, which is not good for people hoping to get some relief from the IRS.
Yeah. 'Tis the season.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up on the second half of the newscast, did you know that shoveling snow can increase the risk of having a heart attack?
We'll have advice from health experts, plus that local weather forecast coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Orono is more than just a college town. It's an affordable destination. Welcome to the Orono Arcade, where we have both modern and retro games. And for a new experience, check out our 9-hole Blacklight mini golf course. Budget-friendly, fun for the whole family, with 13 restaurants within walking distance. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
Don't cry, don't whine. Get yours where I got mine. At BB's Tattoo Company, 262 Moosehead Trail, Newport.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Coastal Auto Parts, Hamlin's Marine, Leo and Sons Auto Repair, Maine Collision Center, Old Town Archery, and Sargent.
R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store. With delicious homemade food made fresh daily, we offer hearty meals that don't break the bank. Whether it be our delicious chicken pot pie, one of our many savory soups, or a pizza, you can't go wrong at R&K Variety. Looking for a drink after a long workday? R&K Variety is an agency liquor store with an impressive selection. R&K Variety, more than just a convenience store. We're your neighbor, chef, barista, and friend. Stop by today.
Fox 22 and ABC7 have a great way for you to save money on dining out. It's half off dining from foxbangor.com. Just click on half off deals and start saving. Be watching for our featured deal every Thursday at 9 a.m. Plus, we add bonus deals all the time. You can buy $50 gift certificates for $25. Also, check out Half Off Fun while you're there too. Half Off Dining at foxbangor.com. From Fox 22 and ABC7.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Monday, January 22nd, 2023, almost through January. Can you believe it?
I had that thought yesterday, and it felt kind of good.
Yeah, you're okay with that?
Yeah. Oh, I like pushing right on through March.
I'm with you there. I'm ready for spring myself.
Yeah, me too.
All right, it's also National Grandpa Day.
Cool. Celebrated in Poland, this day is dedicated to the wisest, humblest, and jolliest man in our lives. Polish grandparents are among the most dedicated on the planet and spend an average of 9 hours a week with their grandchildren. That's 3 hours more than the grandparents from other nations. The values instilled in us by our grandparents can shape us for the better. That's why this is a day to visit or give Grandpa a call to tell him how much you appreciate and love him. That's, of course, if he's around and in your life, and if so, then that is a blessing.
It's a great idea. I think Grandma's Day was yesterday in Poland, so
we missed it.
They like to celebrate their grandparents there, which is a
Yeah.
good thing to do.
Yep.
All right, let's get to some history now. On this day in history, back in 1930, excavation work began for the Empire State Building in New York City. In 1964, take a look at this. The world's largest cheese was manufactured.
Wow.
It used 170,000 quarts of milk from 16,000 cows and was made in Wisconsin before being displayed at the New York World Fair. That's
checks
a
out.
big old block of cheese right there.
Cheddar?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was looking into it. I think it's just American cheese
Oh,
or
okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out what they did with it afterwards. I need to research a little more. I know it was brought back and was given to some cheese distributors back in
Yeah.
Wisconsin, but
Yeah.
what happened after
I
that,
hope
I
they
don't
made
know.
the world's largest mac and cheese.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good
missed
idea.
opportunity if not.
All right, moving on. In 1973, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down state laws that had been restricting abortions during the first 6 months of pregnancy. That case was Roe versus Wade and resulted in the legalization of abortion. That, of course, has since been shot down and continues to be challenged in our present day.
Yep, about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
In 1984, the Apple Macintosh computer was unveiled during a Super Bowl advertisement. I didn't know it was during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And in 1997, the Senate confirmed Madeleine Albright as the nation's first female Secretary of State. In 1998, Theodore Kaczynski pleaded guilty to being the Unabomber. He's now serving a life sentence for killing 3 people and causing 29 injuries. And in 2002, the Kmart Corporation filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, making it the largest retailer in history to seek legal protection from its creditors, which is crazy because it's thriving now.
Yeah, it was also on this date I didn't put down there, but it was also Amazon reporting its first big profits. And it was around that time when Amazon was picking up. People were doing more shopping online.
What, 2009? About?
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
It was in 2002,
Right.
and that's around when Kmart and others, Sears, they all started kind of crumbling
Right.
as we started doing more of our shopping online.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And in 2020, Chinese officials urged people to avoid crowds and public gatherings after warning about a new viral illness that was spreading quickly. We all would soon be learning about COVID-19, and we already had learned about it. I think it was in November of 2019 that it kind of came out in the eastern part of the globe, and I don't think many of us predicted at all how it would go for the rest of the world.
And how it would change our lives, certainly.
Maybe health experts, but I definitely did not predict it myself.
All right, we have some birthdays today. They include actress Diane Lane, who is 59 years old and still one of the most beautiful people on the planet. And I kind of was partial to her back in the day. Food critic, Food critic Guy Fieri is 56, and singer Steve Perry from Journey turned 75 years old today.
Wow.
I always love Steve Perry.
Somebody from each category.
Yeah, a little bit. I like the picture of Guy Fieri there. Saying, give me a burger.
He cracks me up.
Yeah.
A good cooking show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really like the cooking shows, but I like that dude. Maybe it's his personality or something.
He's got a good personality. Great, great TV personality.
And he eats like me. You get in my face.
Yeah,
big old burger or something like that.
I want it to be like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, happy birthday to them.
Yeah. So. Okay. Looking like kind of a neutral day.
Yeah. Kind
Not too
of
much
cloudly building, but overall quiet out there today.
Just chilly.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's Devin Biggs with that forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, let's get into things this morning. A small crowd advisory is posted through Tuesday morning at around 10 a.m. Active surf law on the coast will be common from time to time, though, but otherwise, for us, so not too bad. On land, we're looking pretty good out there with just some clouds that are developing out there. We'll call it a partly cloudy sky today, and I do believe we'll stay dry as well. Any snow you see on the radar will stay mainly in Canada. Will stay dry there. But as we do zoom things out, we're quiet for us with high pressure located just down to the south, but it's helping to rotate some moisture in where some freezing rain and snow are taking place across some parts of the Midwest this morning. But for us, though, in the Northeast, looking pretty quiet out there as we do move forward in time. Partly cloudy will be the common idea today. We'll get more clouds moving in for a while later on tonight, but as we head towards early Tuesday morning, those clouds will begin to break up. As for the winds, though, we might get a few gusty winds from time to time, reaching up to 20 miles per hour. Sustained winds up to 10 miles per hour are common, maybe even up to 15 miles per hour in a few spots. We'll keep that rolling through parts of Tuesday morning as well. So for today, we'll say middle 30s, partly cloudy and breezy out there, with that southwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour at times. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a partly cloudy sky, temperatures warming back up into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Well, the return of winter snow also brings a return of specific stresses that your body undergoes in order to get rid of it. Cleveland Clinic doctors say that as we shovel snow away from driveways and sidewalks, several key factors may increase the risk of heart attacks. Doctors say shoveling wet, heavy snow is stress enough on the heart if you don't normally exercise. But also the weight of wearing excessive layers of clothing adds to the stress. Cleveland Clinic physicians say to ease your way into shoveling, take breaks at signs of shortness of breath or lightheadedness, and wear protective gripping shoes, even with spikes, to prevent falls. And
Pace yourself. Take it easy out there. I've known a few people who ended up dropping dead from heart attacks while shoveling snow over the years. So it's serious business.
Yeah, especially around here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shoveling to be done.
Yeah, there's a lot of winter left ahead of us, unfortunately.
I know personally, at least when I do, it's like it's a rush, too. It's like I want to get it done as soon as possible.
Did you hear that Taylor Swift made it to the AFC game?
I did not. I thought you were going to say
well,
UFC.
Her boyfriend did anyway, but you know, Taylor's going along with him.
Oh,
so, yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
I don't follow football or Taylor Swift, so all the news right now, I'm just like over here.
Kansas City beat the Bills, so Taylor gets to continue on, and she's hoping to make it to her first Super Bowl this year.
Cool.
We'll have the details coming up in sports.
We'll be right back.
R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store. With delicious homemade food made fresh daily, we offer hearty meals that don't break the bank. Whether it be our delicious chicken pot pie, one of our many savory soups, or a pizza, you can't go wrong at R&K Variety. Looking for a drink after a long workday? R&K Variety is an agency liquor store with an impressive selection. R&K Variety, more than just a convenience store. We're your neighbor, chef, barista, and friend. Stop by today.
Old Man Winter is notorious for knocking out our power here in Maine. Don't be left in the dark the next time the lines go down. If you're on a budget and in need of a commercial-grade generator that will power your business, we may have your solution. ABC7 Fox 22 is offering up our MQ Power Whisper Watt generator. It's kept us up and running for years and years. Powered by a John Deere diesel engine and adaptable with 60 hertz single and three-phase, this beast pumps out a maximum of 62 kilowatts. If interested, email us at generator@wvii.com.
Hank's Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero-turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to snow blowers, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hank's Husqvarna, Carmel or Newport.
Put a little more cash in your bag. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with some field hockey. Numbers for the sport in northern Maine are getting lower and lower, but a newly started off-season camp here in Bangor is looking to change that. Black Bear Elite North is holding clinics every Saturday until February 10th for girls grades 3 to 12 to improve their game or learn the sport with the help of local college stars, many of them which are Mainers. Keeping established players competitive for the summer and fall is big, but for COO Edith Dyer, helping foster that next generation of field hockey stars is the biggest part of her mission to grow the sport.
It's really important to get girls started young so that they feel comfortable playing and they have some good fundamentals moving forward. It's really rewarding to have young girls learn the sport that I love so much. We have great role models here from Maine. So it's possible to play in college, and it's just a great sport, and we hope that everybody wants to play.
When it comes to those role models like Maine Black Bears' Brianna Townsend and Bria Kennedy, it's a full circle moment. They were in the same spot these kids were just a few short years ago. Being able to give them a chance they themselves didn't have back then makes this camp a true labor of love.
When I was their age, I looked up to other UMaine players and other college players. I thought they were amazing, so I love to give back and be that role model for them.
I think it's so awesome to be able to share my passion with the younger girls so that they can find a passion in it and continue to work and get better so that they can also accomplish their dreams. I think it's really special.
Yes, it is very special, and it's not too late to sign up for the remaining weeks. Visit rivercitymaine.com/fields4kids for registration info. Speaking of Black Bears, let's go to some UMaine hoops. The men's and women's team both playing NJIT on the road and at home, respectively. Let's start with the women up at the pit trying to go 5-0 in America East. A win over the Highlanders gives them their best conference start in 20 years. Let's start in the third quarter. Here's NJIT's Ken Esquire from Branchville, New Jersey, to Marissa Gingrich, who spins into the fadeaway, and it is good. But the Black Bears were dominant on the day. Here's Ann Simon finding JC Christopher for a wide-open corner three, and she nails it. Still third quarter. Here's Adriana Smith tossing it across court to Caroline Borneman. Oh, look, it's another corner three. She had a game-high 27, Maine up 36 after three. Finally, fourth quarter, Paula Gallego's shot is blocked, but in comes Simon with a lay-in over her head, and she hits it and one. Maine is 5-0 in conference play, 81-39 the final. Now let's go to the men's game down in Newark. They're looking for their first conference win, as are the Highlanders. First half, NJIT's Tariq Francis on the wing, pumps, thinks about it, what the heck, I'll shoot, and make it. Nothing but net. Later, here's Maine's Jaden Clayton to Peter Filipovich. Watch him spin and win right here. He had 16 first half points, Maine up 7 at the break. Later, second half. Here comes NJIT, Kajel DeGraff out to Mackay Gray for three to make it a 3-point game. Now under a minute left, it's just a 2-point game. Can Maine finally close it out? Jasante Wright McLeish says yes, sir, with a corner three. Black Bears up 5. They go on to win their first America East game 70-64. Now to some high school girls hoops. Hamden Academy visiting Bangor in a big single-A versus double-A matchup. First quarter, Hamden's Lucy Wiles with it on the drive. She kicks it to Caitlin Murphy from downtown. She got it. Next possession, Bangor's Clara Oldenburg bounces it to Mimi Quinn. She does what she does, gets to the rack for 2 and 1. Still first quarter, Oldenburg, the steal, bringing it down the floor. She'll find Avery Clark, who gets it to Emily Adams for the lay-in. Great work there. Finally, Hamden's Lauren Voter to Wiles on the wing. Little head fake, shot take, and shot make for 3. Tie game after 1, but the Broncos win a good one, 44-41. And lastly, to some girls hockey, potential state title game preview on Saturday as South #1 Cheverus visited North #1 Penobscot Pioneers. Pioneers looking to avenge their 3-2 loss to the Stags earlier this year. Early first period, Pioneers' Jordan Williams across center ice. Don't let her get into space. Chances are she'll score. Top shelfer there, 1-0 Pioneers. Later, Stags' Lucy Johnson takes a shot, saved by Abby DeRozier, and the rebound by Michaela Talbot is saved too. Still first, Johnson, another shot, another save, scrum in front, but Caroline Russo is there to poke it in, tied up at 1. And finally, here's Talbot to Johnson. Open shot from the circle, goes right through. Cheverus leads 2-1 after 1 period. They go on to win it 7-2. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
At Warren Financial, your financial goals are our priority. Your financial plan may appear to be all about savings and investing, but in reality, it's about much more. Your life, your family, and your legacy. That's why the financial planner you choose is so important.
Plan your future with Warren Financial. Visit warrenfinancialplan.com or call 573-1825.
Your trusted partner in wealth management.
Pat's Pizza in Holden has recently expanded their seating capacity. Call now for reserving your event or holiday party with us. The new indoor golf simulators are open for the season. Call now for reservations.
There's some things that work better together, like your workplace benefits and retirement savings. Voya helps you choose the right amounts without over or under investing, so you can feel confident in your financial choices.
Voya, well planned, well invested, well protected.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, freezing temperatures also comes along with a lot of snow, which can cause damage to your roof.
Fox's Don Hasbrook talks with an expert who shares some tips to avoid dangers in your home when dealing with heavy snow.
The snow continues to pile up on the ground across northwest Indiana, and that means it's also piling up on the roofs, and that can create a dangerous situation for the home and everyone around it. Snow removal companies say job one has to be to get as much of that snow as possible off the roof.
That snow, if it sees enough rain, could get really, really heavy, and it could cause a roof collapse.
And it could suffocate your furnace, which can cause carbon monoxide poisoning, flooding, leaks, and much more. But don't worry, there are signs.
If homeowners, went around their house and they just looked, so right here is going to be hard to see on camera, but right here coming down the fascia is an icicle,
which can cause leaking behind the gutter. Lofgren advises homeowners to look at overhangs and exterior walls for signs of icicles. Also, check the roof from a distance to see if you can see the pipes sticking out. If they are all covered, it's an indicator that it needs attention, and this is not a job homeowners should take on themselves.
I do not recommend doing this yourselves. I've got over 20 years of experience. These conditions specifically we're seeing in Wisconsin right now, they are some of the most dangerous conditions that you could absolutely see.
Good advice that we need to deal with here in Maine. We haven't really had that much snow around these parts this year so far. Some people hope it changes and we'll get a lot of snow. But
no, we don't have that much. Nothing like the issues they're dealing with, but still good advice either way.
Very good advice.
Yep. I know at least at my house it causes leaks and stuff like that if it stays on too long.
Yeah.
Okay, here's meteorologist. Oh, wait. No, we're not checking in with Devin. We're going to take another look at that extended forecast right now. Today, partly cloudy. A breeze is likely throughout the day. High of 35 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight, dropping down only to a low of 22, so that's better than what we've been seeing the past few days. Tomorrow, very similar as today. Mostly cloudy, breezy, high of 34. We'll be right back.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Commercial vehicles can be dangerous, and they usually carry big insurance policies. So whether you're hurt by a landscaping truck like this, a work van like this, or a big rig like this, we know commercial vehicle accidents, and we know how to get you the big money you may deserve. If any commercial vehicle hurts you, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial vehicle? Call the twos. We win for you. Call 222-2222.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Central Maine Denture, Corinth Auto Parts, Greenway Equipment Sales, Katahdin Trust Company, Maine Collision Center, and Smokey's Barbecue.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
I'm a lucky guy, and I'm getting closer to finding someone who I cannot live without.
I don't know how I can continue being here. I'm leaving.
My biggest fear is the one walking out.
All right, well, for the first time in 2 years, the world's largest natural ice skating rink reopens. On Saturday, Canada's famous Rideau Canal Skateway opened to the public. The skateway spans about 5 miles and is part of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization World Heritage Site in Ottawa. Last year, skating enthusiasts couldn't enjoy the rink because of the lack of ice, but the skateway was first opened more than 50 years ago. Right in their capital. Very cool.
You can skate and skate and skate.
Yeah.
All you want to do there.
I would love to do that. And it's safe, too. Love to see it.
Kind of neat.
Looks like we're about out of time. Have a good day.